Coming up, it's a rematch of last year's state championship game in Class 6A. Edgewater of Orlando defeated Miami Norland 56-46. And both these teams will square off now in the Class 6A state semifinals. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Rideout, along with Dennis Mental, our producer Nick Minori, Director Tariq Shelton, our public addresser Tom Eaton. Welcome to the Lakeland Center for the Class 6A state semifinals. The Eagles, 24-6, coached by Malcolm Lewis. The Lady Vikings of Miami Norland, they are the home team in white, coached by Carla Harris in her 14th season. Lady Vikings 27-3. Both teams ranked top 5 in the state according to the Source Hoops poll. Miami Norland ranked number 1, Edgewater ranked number 5. And we'll recap the starters as Miami Norland controls the tip. We'll play 4 8-minute quarters to determine who will play against unbeaten Choctaw in the Class 6A state championship. Again, the starters for Miami Norland, 00, Danielle Ford, number 2, Brittany Dinkins, number 10, Kayla Roberts, number 12, Cassandra Lovett, and number 22, Nia Roberts. Follow-away shot in and out for Dinkins. Rebound kept alive, though, by Roberts, who was then called for traveling. Your officials today, the referee is Julie Sieglum, and the umpires Tim White and Mark Euro. They are out of the Coral Coast Association. Quickly for the Eagles of Edgewater, 24-6 on the year, ranked number 5 in the state. Number 4, Amaria Woodruff. Number 5, Tremaine McCullough. Number 22, Nyala Schuler. Number 15, Haley Clark. And number 34, Clarissa Cutliff. And, well, Dennis, we had a pretty good one in the other 6A semifinal. This one, on paper anyway, looks to be pretty good too.
Right, and looking at both these teams, their tournament games leading up to this, neither one of them was tested at all. So I would think that this is going to be their toughest competition that they've met. The closest game in either one of their tournaments was a 16-point win. So if this is a tight game, it's going to be interesting to see which one will not wilt under the pressure. Boy,
how easy was it for them in the first round for both of them. Edgewater rolled against Melbourne 64-16. Miami Norland rolled over Fort Lauderdale 54-14. So you're right, neither one was tested, including round 2, where Norland was able to win 66-32 over Archbishop McCarthy. And then in the region final, they defeated Berrien Collier 69-37. As that shot attempt no good by Clark, and Miami Norland comes away with it. We've played almost a minute and a half, and neither team has scored. Edgewater, on the other hand, after their easy win in round 1, won 77-43 over Heritage of Palm Bay in round 2. And then in the region final, got a little bit of a test, but not much, against number 4 ranked Gainesville. 78-62 was the final in that one. Runner down the lane with the left hand. The ball left short by Ford. And Edgewater's Schuler comes away with it. Outlet ahead to McCullough, who is called for traveling. No basket.
Looks like a little bit of Final Four nerves here, Mike. It'll take a few minutes, but they'll settle down.
3 of the 4 teams that were in the Final Four last year are here this year. Winter Haven, which just got beat by Choctaw, Edgewater, and Norland. The one team that's the newcomer, Choctaw, unbeaten, will play for the 6A title. They defeated Pensacola, who has been a mainstay the last several years. They beat them in round 1, and they had a tough run through the postseason, beating ranked teams all the way to the state championship game. Big win for Choctaw.
And they looked very, very steady in that game.
They did, and they're led by the FSU signee Davis. That shot inside, no good. And we're still scoreless in this one. Or I said Davis, Brittany Brown. And a 3 on the wing, good by Schuler. First basket of the game for either team. By the way, Brittany Brown had 26 points today in the win. As that shot is no good by Dinkins, but she got fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2 shots. Brittany Dinkins, a 5'7" senior. As that last foul was called on Edgewater's Clarissa Cutliff, her first, team first. First personal foul on Cutliff, first team foul for Edgewater. Dinkins averages 14.6 a game to lead the Lady Vikings. She is 64% on the year from the foul line. Miami Norland looking for their first point of the game. And they're still scoreless. Same team. Cutliff was battling inside with Schuler, and they turn it over. That's when you got to communicate. Ford trying to go back door. Back out it comes. Roberts thought about a three. Instead feeds it off to Harvey, who's just checked in. Harvey's pass almost thrown away, but saved by Roberts. Roberts, splitting defenders, draws the foul.
And again, you wonder what a girl's thinking when a girl comes flying in out of control. Why in the world you would foul her? I get gray hairs when I coach games like that.
Foul was on Woodruff, her first. And Roberts at the line shooting 2 shots. And that's the first point of the game for Miami Norland. The 6-foot senior, Nia Roberts. She's second in scoring, averaging 11.2 a game. She shoots 54% from the line. And she drops in the second free throw. Nice shot. Basket and one. Count the basket for McCullough. Tremaine made a nice move. Put the high arcing shot up and in. Foul was on Harvey, her first. Team first. And McCullough, who averages 15.4 a game, 68% from the foul line, knocks down the free throw to give her team a 4-point lead. Nice move by Roberts, her first field goal of the game, and the Lady Vikings within 2. Clark got tripped up. Second foul on Jamina Harvey. A non-shooting foul.
And this game's starting out a little different than our first semifinal. Is the first semifinal teams were playing under control, and these two teams seem a little bit end-to-end action type.
Schuler banks it and rebounded by Norland's Kayla Roberts. Off to Dinkins for 3. And the Eagles come away with it. Edgewater, defending state champions. As I mentioned, they beat Miami Norland in the state title game last year, 56 to 46. Edgewater's last loss coming to Dr. Phillips in the regular season. Dr. Phillips will be playing in the 8A semifinals. Roberts couldn't get the shot to go down. McCullough into the front court all the way, misses the layup, followed up and in though by, actually I said McCullough, excuse me, that was McCullough that hit the shot, but it was Clark, 15, not 5, that had it originally. Tough shot, and it won't go down for Ford. Now here's Crawford with a runner down the lane. Markema Crawford's first 2 of the game. Crawford off the bench. And Edgewater leads by 6. As we approach our first media timeout, we're actually a little bit under that. You see the time, under 3 minutes to play. Media timeouts are under 4. And now we get our first timeout, the media timeout. Edgewater with a 6-point lead in the Class 6A state semifinals. The winner will get Choctaw, which knocked off Winter Haven 55 to 48. Choctaw 31-0, awaiting the winner.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Mike. Last year, Edgewater, did they not have Alexis Prince on there?
That is correct, yes.
She's now playing at Baylor, the #1 team in the nation, and contributing there quite well. And it does not look like Edgewater is missing a beat right now with her graduation.
still to come. A couple of championship games in Class 4A. Ribault and Coral Springs Charter. Ribault out of Jacksonville. They've won more state titles, 8, than any other program in Florida. Coral Springs Charter knocked off Ronnie Williams, the McDonald's All-American in Atlantic, to get to the state title game. That's coming up at 4:35 today. And then at 8:05 tonight, it'll be a 1 versus 2 matchup. Father Lopez versus Miami Country Day. Father Lopez ranked 2nd. They defeated Calvary Christian in the semifinals. Miami Country Day, top ranked, defeated number 3 Sefner Christian to advance. Both teams won by 9 points in the semifinals. So it's a good day of basketball, starting to get the day with the Choctaw Winter Haven game. We got this game here and a rematch of last year's state title game, and then 2 championship games to follow. Good day of basketball here on day 3 of the FHSAA Girls Basketball Finals. Ford in the lane. Yes, and a foul. Danielle Ford, first 2 points of the game. And the foul called on Clark will be her first. Ford with a miss. Rebounded by Clark. Nice move as they give it back to Clark, and Haley lays it in. First basket of the game for Haley Clark. And then a foul with 2:17 to play in the quarter.
Fouls on number 20, Crawford, first personal.
And we're looking at some statistics here. At the beginning of the game, Miami Norland only won for their first 8 shots, only shooting 12% from the field. They've hit their last 2, so they're back into it, only 6 down here.
Edgewater comes away with a rebound. McCullough, scoop shot wouldn't go down. McCullough with 5 to lead Edgewater. 6-point advantage for the Eagles, under 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter. And Ford will reset. Miami Norland ranked number 1 in Class 6A, according to the Source Hoops poll, which we like to reference. As I mentioned, the 2012 state runners-up. Miami Norland also lost their last in the regular season, their last game of the season, to Miami High, which is here as well. They lost a 3-point game to the Stingarees, 52-49. Second foul called on Crawford. Well, they put 20 up on the board. I don't see 20 in the game.
Somewhat interesting, Mike. I mean, Miami Norland's got 2 6-footers in the game, and Edgewater's only got 5'10" as their biggest girl.
How about that scoop shot? We've seen some acrobatic shots in this first half. First basket of the game for the 5'6" freshman, Victoria Lovejoy. She looked like an old number 23, didn't she?
Yeah, Miami Norland should be, I think, trying to get the ball inside with their height advantage, and that's a nice move.
Dinkins, first points of the game. Brittany, a senior, 6-point game. Floater in the lane, no good by Clark, and jump ball call, possession arrow to Edgewater. In fact, I was going to look up, see how many Prince had last year.
It seems like, if I remember right, she had an unbelievable championship game.
Offensive foul. That's the first on Nyela Schuler.
Yeah, she lowered her shoulder to try to get open for that shot, and when you have good refereeing crews like we have here at the tournament, you're not going to get away with that.
Ball kept alive by the Lady Vikings. Shot in the lane, no good by Dinkins, but she did get fouled, and Brittany will go back to the line to shoot 2 shots with 14 seconds to play in the quarter.
That was on McMillan, her first personal.
And that is already the 7th foul on Edgewater in the first quarter. So for the rest of the half, Miami Norland will be in the bonus.
Actually want to correct myself. I'll have to look at the box. Our program indicates that last year's final was 56-46, but according to the FHSAA site, it was 46-36. Let me see if I can find a box and confirm that score, because I tend to go with what the FHSAA has. 10 seconds left. McCullough.
Boy, quick.
She is very quick.
Fouls on number 10, Kayla Roberts, her first personal foul.
Foul on Roberts. That's the first on Kayla. McCullough will shoot 2 shots. And the final was 46-36. So, actually I see now they've got it right under Miami Norland's info, but wrong under Edgewater's info. Shot from half court won't go. That's the end of the first quarter. The defending state champions with a 7-point lead, 15-8. Orlando Edgewater leading Miami Norland here in the Class 6A state semifinals. You're watching live coverage right here on the FHSAA Network. As we take a look at the box score from last year, Dennis, you might be surprised to know that Alexis Prince had only 5 points in the championship game last year, 1 of 12 from the floor, 5 points, 13 rebounds. Leading the way was Markema Crawford, who actually doesn't start for Edgewater this year, or at least not in this game.
That's the first thing that goes is your mind.
Haley Clark had 14 in the championship last year. In that game last year, it was a low-scoring first half. It was 15-13, Miami Norland at the half. But Edgewater outscored Norland 14-2 in the third quarter, and then both teams with 19 points apiece in the fourth quarter as Norland falls to Edgewater in last year's 6A title game. Here in the state semifinals, Miami Norland has the basketball, down by 7. Ford for 3. Offensive stick back for Roberts. First basket of the game for Kayla Roberts.
And again, that's where Miami Norland has got to go. They've got to get the ball inside and stop throwing up threes. They've got the height advantage, and that just showed on the offensive board.
Clark looks at a 2-3 zone. Pass inside, lost out of bounds. McMillan could hold on to it.
Yeah, Miami Norland now just shooting 20% from the field. They really need to get the ball inside, get more high percentage shots.
Ford. This is the layup, but a foul called on the rebound against Miami Norland.
And Edgewater in the first quarter shot over 46%, 6 for 13. And that'll get you a 7-point lead.
Foul was whistled on Kayla Roberts. That's her second. So Roberts with 2, Harvey with 2 for Miami Norland. No player with 2 fouls for Edgewater. Under 7 minutes to play in the opening half. A 5-point lead for the Eagles. Shot blocked away by Roberts.
And stolen.
Taken right back. Laid in by McCullough. That's 8 points for Tremaine McCullough. And a foul against Haley Clark. That's her second.
I'll tell you, McCullough and McMillan are 2 of the quickest guards I think I've seen all year. Quick hands, quick anticipation on the steals.
Free throw, though, no good by Dinkins. Dinkins has struggled from the foul line in his first half. She has yet to make a free throw. .6:12 left in the half. Edgewater up 7. Dinkins 0 for 5 for the free throw line. Schuler. And a rebound foul against Edgewater.
And that is already the 9th foul against Edgewater, which just makes it even more so why Miami Norland should get the ball inside and try to force Edgewater into more fouls. But the problem is they've got to make these free throws.
Second foul on Clarissa Cutliff. And it will be a 1-and-1 for Cassandra Lovett, who's looking for her first point of the game.
And they've already missed 6 free throws, which is the difference in the game, a 6-point game.
Timeout. 5:59 to play in the first half. 6-point lead for Edgewater, as Lovett will have one more free throw. Lovett shoots 58%. She averages 3 a game. So she's almost on her average. Almost halfway there, a third of the way there. Edgewater shooting 43.8% from the floor, 7 of 16. Miami Norland shooting just 22%, 4 for 18. Both teams have limited their turnovers. Edgewater with 4, Norland with 3. As Lovett knocks down both free throws, the senior makes it a 5-point game. Under 6 minutes to play in the first half in the Class 6A state semifinals here at the Lakeland Center. Ball fake, the floater with the right hand, off the glass for 2. Victoria Lovejoy's second field goal of the game. She has 4. And it's back to a 7-point lead for Edgewater.
And it looks like Edgewater is, Miami Norland is playing a wide 3-2 zone, and Edgewater is playing 5 out and just spreading that zone and then trying to take the ball by them.
Baseline shot no good by Dinkins. Follow shot rims out for Roberts, but she did draw the foul. And Nia will shoot 2 shots. Edgewater has led by as many as 8. Norland has not led in this first half.
And Norland is now in the double bonus for the last 5 minutes and 15 seconds in the second quarter, so they need to take advantage of that.
Well, banked home, but it counts the same.
Are the banks still open?
That's right. It's a weekday, so they're open. Second free throw, no good. She hits 1 of 2. Schuler picked up the foul. She has 2. Clark has 2. And Cutliff has 2 for Edgewater. You mentioned the double-digit fouls for the Eagles starting to mount up. So it will be 2 free throws the rest of the half for the Lady Vikings. Edgewater, 24-6 on the year. Defending state champion.
Very nice.
Schuler banks home her first shot inside the arc. 5'10" junior with 5. And Edgewater matches its largest lead of the game, 8 points.
There you go.
After a miss, the follow no good by Williams. Edgewater comes away with it. McCullough, outlet ahead. As they work it inside to McMillan. McMillan got it back and puts it in. First basket of the game for Tiara McMillan. The 5'5" freshman makes it a double-digit lead here in the first half.
And Norland's going to need our immediate timeout as soon as it gets here.
Dinkins comes back to lay it in. So Dinkins with her 4th point.
I'm very impressed, Mike, with the way Edgewater basically just takes their time when they get the offensive set, get themselves spaced properly, and then just go into what they're running, and they're very, very successful. Right there.
Good look. Laid in by Schuler.
Very well-disciplined offensive team.
7 first half points for Nyala. Contact, no call. Dinkins got knocked down. Edgewater 3-on-1. Numbers the other way. Layup, no good. McMillan misses the layup. Ford with a miss. And we'll have a jump ball possession arrow to Edgewater. That'll take us to our media timeout. 3 minutes remaining in the first half. 25-15, a double-digit lead for the Edgewater Eagles here in the Class 6A state semifinals. Choctaw will get the winner. Choctaw defeated Winter Haven 55-48, but that game, folks, was closer than the final score indicated. Winter Haven hit what appeared to be a 3 with just a few seconds remaining in the game, under 10 seconds. However, and I believe it was Battles who took the 3, and they said that she was out of bounds on the sidelines when she hit the shot. So not only did she not hit the shot, but then Coach Lawson or someone on the bench complained about the call. They were assessed a technical. Brittany Brown hits 3 of 4 free throws for the difference. 55-48 was the final. Brittany Brown, the FSU signee, finishes with 26 in the game.
Right, and she struggled for 3 quarters, but then when the game was on the line, I believe she scored 12 in the 4th quarter, and that put her team over the top to send them to the championship game.
Yeah, you're right. 12 of her 26 in the 4th quarter. She did not have a great shooting night at all. Just 6 for 26 from the floor. All right, they still get the win.
10-point game right here, and the shooting percentages show it. Edgewater shooting 50% for the game. Miami Norland just 20.8.
And Norland actually taking a couple more shots than Edgewater. The Eagles turn it over. Double-digit lead for the defending state champion.
And Miami Norland has got Edgewater in a little bit of foul trouble, but they've only made 5 out of 12 free throws, which is another portion of why they're down 10.
Dinkins from the elbow. And taken away by the Eagles. Crawford. Now over to Schuler. McMillan driving in. Had it poked away, so it remains with the Eagles. 2:17 to play in the half. Schuler for three. Her second of the game. 7 of her 10 here in the second quarter. Largest lead of the game. The Eagles continue to add to their largest lead. Now 13. Harvey drives the baseline. But Dinkins' shot blocked. She got knocked down again. No foul. A wide open look, but instead, oh, nice pass. Crawford had the right idea, getting it inside. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Miami Norland.
As fast and as hard as these two teams are playing, Mike, there's only 7 turnovers in the whole game.
That's impressive. After a miss, follow attempt no good by Schuler. I don't know if they would have counted that had it gone.
Nope, they called her on the floor, so there won't be any free throws here.
Donnell Ford picks up her second foul. Lob pass up top to Clark. McCullough with it now. Schuler knocks down the jumper.
Edgewater just very, very methodical on offense. Just workmanlike.
Schuler with a big second quarter. 9 of her 12 in the quarter. They've doubled them up now. Explosive move down the lane. Roberts misses the shot. Edgewater with a rebound.
Jeez.
Well, it's like the seas parted that time for McCullough.
That looked like a layup drill.
It did. Tremaine McCullough now in double figures as well with 10. And I don't blame Miami Norland for calling a timeout there.
No, it was due. It was due. That was it just parted, and I mean, it looked like they were running a layup drill right there.
A 17-point lead with 59 seconds to play in the half. It's been all Edgewater in this one. They jumped out to a 15-8 lead at the end of one. 2 different players are in double figures, led by Nyla Schuler with 12, but McCullough right behind her with 10. So far, no players in double figures for Miami Norland. They have been led by Roberts, who has 5 points, also 4 points for Dinkins. Lady Vikings 27-3 on the year. They have only lost 1 game inside the state of Florida. That was the regular season finale to the Stingarees of Miami High. They lost to a team from Georgia, another team from New York.
That is interesting, Mike, because you see 4 of Edgewater's losses were out of the state also.
Yeah.
And they lost to a team from my home state, Hathaway Brown from Shaker Heights, Ohio. And they are a power in the nation every year.
Roberts misses the shot, fights for the rebound. Instead, it comes to Roberts, the other Roberts, Kayla Roberts. Loose ball. We're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow to Miami Norland.
You know, and I want to give my kudos to Coach Lewis, because every time, you don't see a lot of it in high school girls basketball, every time an Edgewater girl catches the ball, she gets into the
nice move down the lane for Dinkins.
She gets into the triple threat position where she catches the ball and looks at the basket, and that draws a defender to him. And it's one of the best moves that you can make, and it seems like that's what he's taught them, because every single one of them, when they get within range of shooting, goes into that triple threat, and that's a great thing to be doing.
McCullough with 5 seconds. Floater with the right hand, no good. Rebounded by Roberts, and that'll do it for the half. The defending state champions will head to the locker room with a 15-point lead. Our halftime score, Edgewater 32, Miami Norland 17. You're watching live coverage of the FHSAA Girls Basketball Finals. We'll take about a 10-minute break. We'll come back with numbers for the first half and have the second half of the 6A semifinal after this 10-minute break on the FHSAA Network.
One match away from immortality. This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back to the Lakeland Center. You see our halftime score, the defending state champions, the Eagles of Edgewater, leading by 15 at the break. They led by 17 in the first half. And as we take a look at the numbers for the first half, Miami Norland, Dennis, really struggled shooting from the floor.
Yeah, and it's really something when you look at statistics. They don't always tell the story of the game. Now, Miami Norland was only 6 for 30 from the field, shooting 20%. But if you look at them, they forced 10 fouls on Edgewater. They had 9 offensive rebounds. They only had 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
But other than the shooting statistics, one of the things that I've never really seen before, they only had 6 baskets. They had 0 assists. So in difference to the way Edgewater is playing, Edgewater has had 5 assists. They work the ball around very diligently on offense. Miami Norland is playing a lot of individual basketball and not sharing the ball, and that could be the reason why they're down 15 in the game.
Nyla Schuler leading all scorers with 12 points. She's on her way to a double-double. She also has 8 rebounds. Also 10 points for Tremaine McCullough. Miami Norland led in the first half by Brittany Dinkins, who has 6. So it's Eagle basketball to begin the second half here in the Class 6A state semifinals. Fort Walton Beach, Choctawhatchee awaits the winner. Choctaw was a winner, 55-48 over Winter Haven in the other 6A semifinal. Jump ball call, possession arrow, and it will go back to the Lady Vikings. Again, a reminder, we have championship coverage coming up in Class 4A. That's coming up next. Ribault out of Jacksonville and Coral Springs Charter, that the 4A title game at 4:35 this afternoon, and 8:05 tonight. A 1-2 matchup. Miami Country Day, top ranked, taking on number 2 Father Lopez at 8:05 tonight for the Class 3A state championship. Both teams won by 9 points in their semifinal game. Well, Norland, you'd like to see them close it to single digits and really just kind of take this thing possession by possession. However, not a good start on their first offensive possession as they have a foul on Nia Roberts. That'll be her first. Pressure by Norland, but easily broken by the Eagles. Clark floats it in the corner to Schuler. 6 different players scored in the half for the Eagles.
And that just shows right there, when they get off balance on their spacing, they pull the ball out and wait for the girls to get back into the correct space. That's just great coaching.
And a foul on Norland. It will be on Dinkins, her first. Second team foul. McCullough, yes. It rattles in. First shot beyond the arc for the 5'7" senior, Tremaine McCullough, now with 13 points to lead her team in scoring. And the Eagles with a 17-point advantage. Vikings work it inside, now back out. Dinkins for 3. And rebounded by Schuler.
Yeah, Miami Norland just can't get anything to drop right now. They're just cold as the weather up in Ohio.
Beautiful day here, though.
Yes, it is.
Wow, what a day outside. You could probably play this game outside today. Outlet ahead to Roberts, who misses the layup. Kayla couldn't get it. And here comes Edgewater.
And that pretty much just says how the day is going for Norland.
Clark shot, no good. Follow good, though, by Schuler. A 5-0 run to start the second half. And a 20-point lead, make it an 18-point game as Dinkins comes back and lays it in for her 8-point.
You know, Michael, I've noticed that our crowds have been bigger this year than the past few seasons, and I hope people will start coming out more and more, because this is a fun time here watching high school basketball championships.
Not only larger crowds, but how about that crowd, both crowds yesterday in the Class 3A semifinals. That Father Lopez Calvary Christian crowd on both sides was awesome.
And it was almost like a college atmosphere. They were doing chants back and forth across the court. And nothing bad. It was just, fun spirit.
Basket in the lane. Schuler with 16 points. Back to a 20-point lead for the Eagles. Traveling is called. Vikings turn it over.
Well, Miami Norland's trying to do what they can. They're picking up full court man for man, trying to cause some turnovers, which is pretty much the only way they're going to get back in a 20-point deficit.
Edgewater's bench has also outscored Norland 8-0. And Edgewater with an advantage in the paint, 24-14.
Quick.
Tough shot, but McCullough makes it home. McCullough and Schuler have both been scoring in the second half. Foul called there on Clark, her third. But they have scored all 9 points in the third quarter. It's a 9-2 run. Danielle Ford running one-hander, won't go. Offensive rebound, the follow, good by Kayla Roberts. She draws the foul, and she'll go to the line for a three-point play.
And that was a typical trip down the floor for Miami Norland. You saw one person dribbling the ball, playing one-on-one, and the other four players were just standing watching her. And that's just not how you win championships.
Kind of hard to believe, too, and I don't know if the deficit has, a lot to do with that. But, you're talking about the #1 team in the state here. There just doesn't seem to be much fight in them.
Well, and it makes you wonder about rankings, too,
True.
It really, there are different regions that are a lot stronger.
That'll be an offensive foul. Good play underneath by Ford. And the foul's starting to mount up now for Edgewater. That's the fourth foul on Haley Clark. So Clark with 4, Cutliff with 3. Actually, Schuler only has 2. I thought she had 3. Nice move there.
They need more of that.
7 points for Roberts. Back the other way, Edgewater with a miss. There's Ford, and she trips, falls, and travels.
That could have been an important trip down the floor, not using a pun on trip, but they had just made a bucket, made a nice stop, and had the ball coming back. It looked like they might have had numbers, and they could have cut it to 16, and it was kind of unfortunate that she kind of tripped over her own feet and went down and got called for traveling.
So a timeout with 3:48 to play in the third quarter. An 18-point advantage for the defending state champions, the Eagles of Edgewater out of Orlando. Yesterday, we wrapped up a couple of classifications. In case you missed it, South Walton won their first ever state title. They defeated Chipley for the 1A championship. Did you get a chance to see any of that one?
Oh, yeah. I've seen every game this week. So, this is, I actually take a vacation from my regular job to come down here and watch this. So, invite anybody listening that they really should do it. It's really a good time. Great basketball, great venue to watch a basketball game in.
And then in 2A, FAMU repeated. They defeated Academy at the Lakes. In fact, it was an easy victory for the Baby Rattlers. And they've become the first team to repeat. There are several teams that have a chance to repeat, including Edgewater. Dunbar failed to repeat in 4A. But Dillard has a chance to repeat in 5A, and Dr. Phillips has a chance to repeat in 8A. In fact, Dr. Phillips, I think, has a chance to three-peat.
without their best player, who Griffey Jr., who
with an
went
ACL.
down with an ACL.
Right. Edgewater by 18. McCullough. 15 points, 5 in the quarter. Schuler knocks down the 3. That's her 3rd of the game. It's the Nyla Schuler and the Tremaine McCullough show here in the 3rd quarter. They've combined for all 12 of their team's points.
And you can see how disciplined Edgewater was there.
Good pass from Ford.
As she was working the ball in the middle of the floor, she knew exactly where her teammate was for that 3-pointer.
4 points for Cassandra Lovett, her first field goal of the game. They cut it under 20.
Same play the other side.
This one won't go down for Crawford. Follow shot also no good, and now Miami Norland comes away with it. Dinkins splitting defenders, and that's a blocking foul. It'll be 2 shots for Brittany Dinkins. Close to being a charge. And the second foul on Tierra McMillan.
Edgewater now shooting 52.9% for the game.
Dinkins now with 9, so she is about to become the first Lady Vikings player to reach double digits. There's a good look at the 5'7" senior. She averages just under 15 a game. Well, 10 points has actually been a fruitful quarter for Miami Norland compared to what they had in the first half. They had 17 the whole first half, and they've got 10 here in the quarter.
And again, another important trip down the floor here. They got to get a little bit of a run going here at the end of this quarter. And
as soon as you say that, they throw it away. Those aren't the type of passes you need to make. And you're talking about Harvey, who's 5'6". You can't make that kind of a pass.
Well, there was no reason to make that pass because she was getting no advantage by passing that ball over there.
Harvey picks up the loose ball. So they get it right back. Dinkins starting to heat up. 7 of her 13 in the quarter, and it's a 14-point game. Miami Norland quietly making their run.
And this is exactly what they needed, Mike.
Under 2 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Still a lot of basketball left.
Another big trip down the floor here. If they get a good look here and get a bucket here, put a little pressure on Edgewater because Edgewater's in a little bit of foul trouble.
Haley Clark, who has 4 fouls, has checked back in. Ford gets it across. So a chance to make it a 12-point game. Open look. Bank wouldn't go, but Roberts got it back. Has their shot blocked out of bounds. (44-30). Edgewater. 3 in the corner. Yes. Dinkins again. Her second 3 in the quarter. She's got 10 in the quarter, 16 for the game. She has single-handedly brought the Lady Vikings back in this game. Clark cut off on the baseline.
Edgewater looks a little bit rattled right now.
The drive by Crawford, had it blocked, got it back.
Travel. Got away with it.
And a shot for Schuler. What do we have here? Whistle blows after the shot.
Delay of game warning.
Schuler with 9 in the quarter, 21 for the game. Back to a 13-point lead.
What's that?
Yeah, there's no need to roll it in the third quarter, is there, Coach?
No.
Timeout call by Miami Norland. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
And if I remember correctly, and again, my mind's going, the rule used to be you had to get the ball inbounds in 5 seconds to somebody's hands. And now all you got to do is get the ball inbounds, and they roll the ball up the floor. And I've never understood the purpose of that.
I thought they called a timeout, but no timeout was taken. Norland can play for the final shot if they choose. Dinkins, she's got the hot hand.
Nice.
Back to an 11-point game. 12 points in the quarter for senior Brittany Dinkins. And it's been a big quarter for the Lady Vikings. 18 points in the quarter after only 17 in the half. Tough acrobatic shot there by McCullough, who also has had a hot hand. 7 in the quarter. That's going to be 3 shots.
Wow.
A foul in the backcourt with no time left. Or are they waving it off now?
They can't be.
I mean, she's attempting what would be a beyond a half-court shot. That's got to be 3 free throws.
Yep.
And it will come with no time on the clock.
And that could cut the lead to 10.
The foul was on Victoria Lovejoy. That's going to be her first. And as you mentioned, a chance to cut it to 10 if Danielle Ford can hit all 3 free throws, but she misses the first free throw. Ford shoots 67% on the year.
Wow.
She missed the second free throw.
Missed them both badly.
And she does get 1 of 3. So, Miami Norland is back in this ball game, Dennis.
Yeah, we were talking at halftime. We were a little bit worried that this game could get out of hand, but
thanks to the 12 points in the quarter by Dinkins. At the end of 3, it's Edgewater 48, Miami Norland 36 here on the FHSAA Network. Back to action here in the 4th and final quarter of this Class 6A state semifinal. 48-36, Edgewater by 12. Miami Norland with a basketball. And Ford launches a 3. Kept alive, though, by Roberts. Now to Dinkins. Dinkins for 2 more. 20 in the game. 14 in the second half. And it's a 10-point game. 48-38, Edgewater. Clark deflected and stolen by Dinkins. Dinkins can make it single digits, but she misses the layup. Dinkins got it back and then got fouled, but actually no, she did go out and come in. You're right.
unbelievable hustle by Dinkins, though. She is just on fire right now.
Edgewater holds on to a double-digit lead. Deflected, stolen. Lovett was able to get it to Dinkins. Dinkins to Ford, who ran out of real estate, lost it out of bounds. Twice now in this quarter, Norland has had a chance to cut it to single digits. Edgewater was 7 of 13 in the third quarter, 53.8%, but so was Norland. Norland outscored Edgewater 19-16.
Very, very high scoring quarter for high school basketball.
Under 7 minutes to play in the game. Travel, yep. Timeout taken with 6:41 to play in the game. Edgewater holding on here at the Lakeland Center. The defending state champions had a big lead in this one. In fact, we thought we might even be headed to a running clock the way that Norland their players just seem to be giving up a little bit. Miami Norland trailed by as many as 22, but give them credit, especially Brittany Dinkins, who has helped lead the charge. She has 14 of those, Dennis, in the second half.
Yeah, I'd like to get a audio tape of Coach Curry's talk at halftime, because he must have told them something, because they've come out in the second half inspired, and at one time being down by 20.
Oh, don't forget, you can get a copy of our broadcast by going to FHSAAsports.com. That's FHSAAsports.com.
There it is again. Don't understand that.
Not like you're saving a whole lot of time to begin with, right? Tough shot for Roberts. Schuler, 3-on-2, down the lane. Schuler misses the layup. Rebounded by Roberts. Kayla Roberts. There's Ford. Somehow navigates her way down the lane. Missed the shot, got it back, missed again. Follow shot, also no good by Lovett. And we have 2 players down for Miami Norland. Outlet ahead to Crawford, and that one won't go down, and we'll have a timeout. We still have 1 player down. 2 players got injured on the play. Cassandra Lovett is shaken up as well. I think she lost a contact, and then we have another player face down. You can see the right-hand side of your screen there. 12 was bending over. She lost a contact. She's found it, though, so she's putting it back in. 5:58 remaining. A chance for Miami Norland to cut it to single digits.
I'm thinking it's a contact for Schuler also.
Well, that's Nia Roberts. Loading it up.
Yeah.
She is appears to be okay. She's going to have a seat on the bench. She does look a little woozy. Still a lot of time left in this one. Lady Vikings, 27-3 on the year, ranked number 1 in the state according to Source Hoops. Edgewater, ranked number 5. They are the defending state champions. They defeated Miami Norland 46-36 in last year's 6A title game. So a rematch of last year's state championship. Fort Walton Beach Choctawhatchee awaits the winner. The 6A title game will be Saturday afternoon at 1:35. We're back to 6 games tomorrow, 4 on Saturday. Air ball by Roberts, kept alive, tapped around and finally grabbed out of the air by Schuler. Schuler out ahead to Lovejoy. Wide open 3 for Crawford. Arkema Crawford with 5 points.
Edgewater needed that to stop this run by Miami.
13-point lead. And timeout called by Miami Norland. Malcolm Lewis, very animated on the sidelines for the Eagles.
Boy, have I been there.
Well, we talked a little bit about what's coming up this afternoon with the championship games yet to come. How about tomorrow? 6 games on tap. Our coverage begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. A Class 5A state semifinal between Tallahassee Rickards and St. Pete Lakewood, followed by Bartram Trail of St. Johns County and Fort Lauderdale Dillard. All 4 of those teams, Rickards, Lakewood, Bartram Trail, and Dillard, were here last year.
Yeah, and I'm doing the 2:30 game, Buckholz against Freedom, and I'm really looking forward to that because I have not seen Freedom play this year, or Buckholz either, and Buckholz is normally very, very good.
Yeah, Buchholz out of Gainesville. Bobcats beat Viera on the road. They trailed by 3 when the Bobcats were able to hit a 3, or shoot a 3. They got fouled, and 3 free throws later, the game went into overtime, and Buchholz won the game in overtime, 84-79.
Wow.
Buchholz will take on Freedom, as you mentioned, at 2:30. That's in one 7A semifinal. Haines City and Nova in the other. 3 of the 4. Buchholz, Haines City, and Nova were here last year. Shot in the lane, good by Nia Roberts. She has 9.
Nia Roberts.
51-40, an 11-point game. And now a chance to cut it to single digits.
It looks like Edgewater's gone away from what they did the first 3 quarters. They're playing a lot of one-on-one.
Getting back to that Buchholz game for a moment. You'll enjoy watching the girl that hit those 3 free throws. Her name is Jessica Thomas. She scored 47 in the game. .402 remaining. An 11-point lead for Edgewater.
Must have been an amazing game because when you've got a high school girl game that both teams are in the 80-79 range, you're seeing some good basketball.
Yeah, Thomas, a Miami signee, hit 7 threes in the game.
Oh, wow.
We're halfway done with this 4th quarter. Schuler lays it in. She's got 23. Think about that. Schuler is a junior. McCullough, who has 17, she will graduate, but Schuler will be back. Foul called as Dinkins draws. Actually, that was 22, not 2. My apologies. Roberts got fouled. Actually, it was 2. I had it right the first time, didn't I? Saw 22 getting up on the floor and thought I had called the wrong name. 20 today for the senior, Brittany Dinkins. 3rd foul on Schuler. Dinkins gets 1 of 2. An 11, actually a 12-point lead, excuse me, for Edgewater, and they throw it away. For the game, Edgewater still shooting over 50%. 23 of 45. Media timeout, 3:37 remaining. Edgewater with a 13-point lead. Also tomorrow, the 8A semifinals. Dr. Phillips, defending state champion, taking on number 2 Dwyer. That's a 1 versus 2 matchup. And then at 8:30 tomorrow night, it's Colonial and the Stingarees of Miami High. That's a 4 versus 5 matchup.
Mike, in that Buchholz, did you say that was Jessica Thomas?
Correct.
According to the statistics in our program here, it says she's averaging 30 a game.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
And shooting 78% from the field.
Wow, I don't know about that.
I'm wondering if that's a misprint. 80 from the free throw line.
The 30 a game sounds right.
78%.
She can line it up.
Yeah. Those are unheard of numbers.
Norland with a chance to cut it to 10 or single digits with a shot beyond the arc. Edgewater hoping to become one of 4 teams this week to repeat. Dr. Phillips, Dillard, FAMU, the others. Dunbar had a chance, but they got beat by Revolt, which will play today for the title. 11 points for Roberts. And it's a 10-point game.
It looks like Edgewater's gone to a double stack delay right now. They're going to run some time off here.
McCullough.
In fact, this is the delay that I run. That's why I noticed it.
And they got the 5-second count. Good defense by Roberts to force the turnover.
That's not supposed to happen when you're in a delay.
Right. Yeah.
What is that? Sorry, I just don't understand it.
A 3 in the corner. No good by Dinkins.
Another layup drill.
Coast to coast. Clark. That's her first basket since the first quarter. Haley Clark with 4. And a steal. McMillan over to Crawford, and she'll back it away. Good play there by the junior who got fouled.
And no need to shoot the ball now when you're up 12 with 2.5 minutes left.
Third foul on Danielle Ford. That's the 4th team foul, so they still have a few to give.
Yeah, they're going to have to use them up pretty quickly.
I would think you have to do it pretty quickly, yeah.
Not sure what that was.
I think that Coach Lewis had a toe on the sideline, over the sideline. He even looked down at his feet. They don't give those coaches a lot of room to begin with.
No.
Now, some of them abuse the privilege. Second foul on Roberts, 5th team foul, so 2 more. And Edgewater will be shooting a 1-and-1. Edgewater looking for their 25th win of the season. Good block by Roberts. Kayla Roberts blocked the shot of Clark. They need a bucket here, though. Ford cut off on the baseline. Roberts lays it in. Kayla Roberts with 6. Back to a 10-point game. Under 2 minutes to play here in Lakeland. McCullough. And a foul on Nia Roberts, her 3rd. So 1 more, and Edgewater will be shooting free throws the rest of the game.
Yeah, Mike, sitting here and just looking at these kids out here, they've given everything they've had for this game, and they look just totally exhausted.
They do. We didn't see that effort, though, until really in that second or third quarter when Dinkins started taking over, and it may have been because they were behind by so many points.
Yep.
But once they were able to close the gap, I think they started believing again.
Foul on 15. Gotta be.
That's going to be the 5th on Clark. Haley Clark will foul out with 4 points. And it comes with 1:36 to play.
Make these 2 free throws, it's an 8-point game, and you still got a minute and a half left. It's still possible.
It will be a 1-and-1 for Cassandra Lovett, who was 2 for 2 today.
Vikings at the line should be 1-1.
Lovett takes her time approaching the line. Missed opportunity there for the Lady Vikings. Blocked out of bounds.
Miami Norland 8 for 19 from the foul line.
Well, 11 points, missed points in a 10-point game, 12-point game. Basket good by Tiara McMillan. That's the 4th of the game for the freshman. And Norland just lost it out of bounds and may have lost any hope to come back in this one.
Yeah, you can see that last layup might have taken the air out of them. Like I said, these kids have given everything they had the second half.
It's going to be a foul on Lovett, her first. Lovett went for the steal.
Lovett, second personal foul.
Actually, her second, excuse me.
Edgewater shooting 1-1.
Markema Crawford with 5 points today, shooting a 1-on-1. That's actually the first free throw of the second half. And looking even further, it's the first free throw since the first quarter for Edgewater.
Only their 4th of the game, I think.
That's correct. She got them both. 59-45, Edgewater. A little over a minute away from getting back into the state title game. In and out for Roberts.
1 minute after the game. 1 minute.
Lovejoy.
Good move.
Yep, bringing it out. Running some clock.
No need to shoot.
And the foul on Kayla Roberts will be her 3rd. And that will put Tiara McMillan at the line for a 1-on-1. Points for McMillan, who averages 5.5 a game. Well, Dennis, it should be an interesting matchup to say the least. Choctaw and Edgewater for the 6A title.
Yeah, that's going to be an exciting game. 2 really, really great teams.
Choctaw undefeated, winning 55-48 over Winter Haven to improve to 31-0. And this one's going to end up 60-45. Edgewater out of Orlando will have a chance to repeat. They will play for the Class 6A state championship on Saturday afternoon at 1:35. The final score, Edgewater 60 and Miami Norland 45. Lady Vikings season into 27-4. They lost to Edgewater in last year's state title game. Edgewater improves to 25-6. They'll get a chance to repeat against 31-0 Choctaw, as I mentioned, on Saturday. Once again, the final score in this Class 6A state semifinal, Edgewater 60, Miami Norland 45. Don't forget, coming up this afternoon, the 4A title between Reball and Coral Springs Charter at 4:35. Followed by the 3A title between Father Lopez and Miami Country Day here on the FHSA Network. Now speaking for our producer, Nick Midori, our director, Tariq Shelton, from our broadcast partner, Dennis Mintal, this has been a production of Play On Sports. I'm Mike Rideout for the FHSA Network saying so long from Lakeland.